Greetings everyone, and especially 10mm fans. This video is for you. This is a very interesting load I just picked up at Cabela's. This is a Buffalo Bore JHC, jacketed hollow cavity bullet. It is 180 grains, delivers 787 foot-pounds of muzzle energy out of a standard length barrel. I use a Glock 20. One of the most popular 10mm out there, and quite frankly, one of the most powerful service handguns in the world. Production service handguns. Yes, I know about the STI Perfect 10. It's also a 10mm, 1911 based. I believe it's double stack. I think it's double stack. Regardless, we're not going to talk about the Desert Eagle or the Smith & Wesson 500 or the 44 Magnum. Those are not combat or service handguns. No, not the Desert Eagle. I don't even consider the Desert Eagle to be even remotely in the same class. It is a gas-operated weapon. It's more akin to a rifle in design, honestly. And it's just too big, too bulky, too heavy, and doesn't have the round capacity to be practical. 50 AE is an awesomely powerful round. It is not practical. I'm talking about practical calibers that you may actually have a use for. 10mm. This is a great anti-personnel round. With the proper loads, it can be an anti-bear round, anti-cougar round, which is why I invested in one. Because I'm a hunter, and I'm a hiker. I like to go out in the middle of nowhere. And since I got stationed here in Washington, I'm in cougar country, I'm in bear country, I'm in moose country, I'm in wolf country. There are big predators out here, and the 10mm has proven itself to be able to take out pretty much any of those. Now, 10mm, for those of you who don't know, is a very interesting round. It is a very powerful round. It is actually about 20% more powerful than the 45 ACP. With the proper loads, it's quite a bit more powerful even than the 357 Magnum. Some people claim that it can approach 41 Magnum muzzle energies. I have yet to see that. I have yet to even hear of that. I think most of these people don't even really know just how powerful a 41 Magnum can be. Regardless, I don't think it's a fair comparison to begin with, because the 41 Magnum is a Magnum revolver cartridge. This is designed to be used in a standard frame size handgun in a Glock. And, well, I don't want to get too much into this, but I'm not the biggest fan of Glocks. I find their ergonomics to be a little bit blocky. Not crazy about the grip angle, but since I've started shooting them, I've gotten used to them and found out that I'm pretty damn good with them. So they've grown on me a lot. I can say I've become a Glock fan. I'm a dirty convert, and yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. But I love my Glock 20. In fact, I'm waiting on Lone Wolf to send me some fancy goodies for it. I can't wait to deck this thing out. This is going to be a project gun. But I digress. This is about this bullet, and I want to talk to you about certain defensive and carry concepts involving the 10mm. There are a lot of 10mm fans out there that don't really put much thought into actually what they're carrying and what it can do. The 10mm is notorious for deep penetration, even over penetration, if you're carrying some crazy loads in it. Because the 10mm is a hand loader cartridge, people love to load them up to be the most powerful, to be as powerful as possible, and they might not be using the right bullet for that. Say if you're in a concealed carry situation, there are other people around. If you over-penetrate, you might just hit someone else. Collateral damage becomes a serious consideration when you're carrying something like a 10mm or a 41 Magnum or a 44, anything in this kind of Magnum power range. You want a bullet that will fragment, either a heavy bullet that fragments quickly, or a standard hollow point that's lighter, or just a somewhat weaker load. Honestly, if you want to be safe, if you're in a home defense situation, you want a bullet that will fragment, that will not overpenetrate. You don't want to kill your wife or child or roommate in the next room if the bullet were to clip the bad guy. If you were to miss entirely and hit the wall, you don't want that bullet to hit with a lot of force if it does overpenetrate. That brings me to jacketed hollow cavity. These are incredibly hard to find. I found this at Cabela's. This is a Buffalo Bore, 787 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. Incredible. Very, very high energy, even for a 10 millimeter. This is 180 grains. It's a long bullet. But the jacketed hollow cavity, in contrast to the jacketed hollow point, it has a very deep, deep cavity. It is notched in a certain way that facilitates faster expansion, faster jacket shell off, and you get a lot more fragmentation, and the peak of the hydrostatic shock begins much earlier in the wound channel, meaning that the bullet is actually expending its energy quicker, slowing down quicker, penetrating less. This is actually probably less lethal overall than, say, a bonded hollow point, than a PDX-1, like a notched hollow point, things of that sort, because it will simply not penetrate as much. It will expend its energy quicker. But if you are in a close quarter situation, if collateral damage is a factor, then this is what you want. If you want to carry a full house 180 grain load in 10 millimeter, I'm speaking directly to 10 millimeter fans right now. You want something that will expand fast, because if you overpenetrate, you just may hurt someone else that you don't want to hurt. Now, for standard everyday carry, I actually think that 10 millimeter is a little bit much. I am not a caliber elitist. The Glock 20 is a big handgun. And the Glock 29, not so big, still a little bit chunky. It's fine if you choose the right loads. If you're proficient with that weapon system, and it is big enough, and it is small enough for you, and you have a carry system that works well for you, and you don't mind carrying a chunkier handgun for everyday carry, hey, that's fine. Just make sure you take collateral damage into consideration, and you get the proper load for the job. Now, do I carry this Glock 20 when I conceal carry? Absolutely not. On very rare occasions. This is a car gun, this is a house gun. Primarily, it's a range gun, and it's a hiking gun. This, with a 40 conversion, I plan to shoot in matches, I plan to do a lot of range work with it, and I plan to carry heavy cast bullets, Buffalo Bore 220 grains, when I hunt and camp and hike up here. That's what it's for. Like I said, I'm not a caliber elitist. You may ask, what do I carry? What do I carry on an everyday basis? Well, on the weekends, because I'm military, obviously. I can't use my own personal weapons. The lowly 9mm Kel-Tec PF9 of all 9mm. It is loved and hated by an equal number of people. It works for me. And for all of you who are saying, oh, the 9mm is it's no defense like you see in those stupid friggin' ads. Yes. The 9mm is plenty. It is a man stopper. It has proven time and time again since, what was it, 1919 or 1909 or something, when it was invented in Germany. It is a proven man stopper, and with modern ammunition, shot placement is key no matter what. And quite honestly, this is plenty deadly. and I can just slip this into my pants. It is very easy to conceal. That is not. If you absolutely must conceal carry a 10mm, I'd go to Cabela's, see if they have these. Jacketed Hollow Cavity, JHC, Buffalo Bore. Fairly soon I'm going to start testing these. I'd like to see just how quickly they expand, and I am very, very curious. But they are undoubtedly deadly, and if you absolutely must shoot a heavy full house load, this is probably your best bet in ensuring that you don't overpenetrate. Thanks for watching.